All right, so let's dive in. Here is what we have right now. I am running the app on the simulator at the right side. But in the meantime, let's actually see, right now that we're on the ad screen, let's see how it's implemented. So for this screen, I actually made a wrapper because I had a custom widget with title, sorry. It is a stateless widget that displayed a title. And I believe I could make this better. So it definitely could be refactored. Yo, Steph, hello. But yeah, for now, I just like left it like this. Let me bump it up for you. There we go. So yeah, this is a stateless widget that returns the add content class, which is a stateful widget, but I needed to add the key here, the title, basically, which created the add content state and returned the actual state widget, right? So we have the init state. Let me just jump to the add. There we go. This is the add screen. As you can see, there is a form. Yeah, there's a form. There's the add title that we're talking about. So I need to keep the title here because in the main, let's try to go there. In the main file or the main class, was it here? No, it's actually the tabs. Yeah, exactly. We have the expenses, reports, add, and settings screens right here. But the title, I believe, this is the tab bar. Expenses is the label, but yeah, this is just the tab bar. Where did I add the title? There's the title right here. Nice. I forgot how I handled the title. This is good. Nothing to be embarrassed about, but let's see. These are the items. There's the on tab current index. Here's the tab view right here. I only set the selected index, but in the expenses, for example, let's see. There we go. Yeah, navigation bar, Cupertino navigation bar. The text in the middle is expenses, and if we open the ad screen, we can also see that something similar happens. Yeah, the navigation bar, but the text in the middle is ad. So honestly, I don't even need this piece right here, the widget with title. I used to have that, like I used to handle all of the changes here in the tabs because I had the navbar here. But when I started to build out these screens and I needed the custom icon for the period filter right here, what else did I need it? I believe that was the reason. Yeah, when I got to this point, I actually figured out that keeping the navigation bar here is going to be a problem. So that's why I started refactoring the app, but that's just like leftover. See this widget with title, we're not going to be needing that here. But yeah, it's just dirty code waiting to get refactored. But let's go back to the ad screen. There we go. We are having a Cupertino page scaffold. Yo, Steph, thank you for the sub, man. Right, so we have the page scaffold right here with the navigation bar at the top. Like it's just a label, but it's like a whole navigation bar. It's just like black, so you don't really see the differences between the navigation bar and the rest of the app. But yeah, we have the title in the middle, and then for the child of this screen, we have a save area component or widget. Sorry, in Flutter they're called widgets. We have a save area widget where I am basically constraining the whole content of the page within the save area, right? So in iOS, I'm not sure about Android. I haven't been following Android that much, but in iOS, we have the save area padding, I believe. For example, for the notch at the top and for the home or like this bar at the bottom. If you don't add safe area and you like put something at the top, it's gonna be right there behind the, you know, the current clock. We don't want that, right? We want our content to start from here and then end at most here, because it's gonna, we could not be, you know, interacting with the content if it was behind the bar at here. So that's why we wrap everything in a safe area. We got the container here. We are just, I don't know why I did this, width and height set to infinity. Maybe I should have used an expand widget, because I believe it does pretty much the same, but hey, yeah, made it work. We have the container here. I'm aligning everything to the center, and inside I have a gesture detector. And why is that set? Because when we click on the amount, we have the keyboard right here. We want to, when we want to dismiss the keyboard, we can click anywhere, right? We can click anywhere and the keyboard will be basically hidden, right? Or like unfocused. So that's why we have a gesture detector here, where the on tap method, where we click anywhere on the screen, we'll get the focus manager. It's instance. Where's the primary focus? It's on this element right here. There might not be any focus, so that's why it's optional. It's good to have like the optional chaining operator here, the question mark, and then do unfocus, right? So we lose the focus on that one, so the keyboard is not really needed anymore. Bye bye. And then inside we have the column. So the column is like a vertical stack. It accepts multiple children, as you can see, and the column basically stacks the children vertically, right, top to bottom. Then we have a form section for this piece right here, and then we have the form rows. Here's the amount. There we go. It is a text field. Then we have the recurrence, etc., etc. And at the end, we also have another container right here with some top margins. So we have the spacing between the button and the form, and it's a Cupertino button, submit expense. And right now it is disabled because we don't have anything set, right? There we go. This is the add screen. I also have a reports screen, and this one is a bit more elaborate. So again, the same thing is happening here that I actually need to refactor. But yeah, this is where the actual screen happens. We have let me see, page scaffold, navigation bar. This is already the same thing. We have a page view here. So the page view element is the element that helps you go like a swipe left and right, basically like a carousel of pages, right? So if in this case we do want that, right? So we want to be able to swipe left and go through the previous week or previous month, and then swipe left again, or swipe right. That's how the interaction of jumping between the periods is built. So that's why we have a page view builder. We have a number of pages, right? So for example, if we are if the current period is set to day, which is never set today, I just set it to 365. If it's set to week, we say 53, right? So roughly, yeah, Ali, hey, how's it going? These are the screens, yeah. So when we are at the week period, we return 53, right? So roughly 53 weeks in a year, I believe. Then, for example, for months, we have 12 pages because the maximum that we can go is like 1 year in the past. And exactly, if it's set to year, then the page number of pages is set to 1 because we can't navigate throughout the years. We decided to only keep year, 1 year of worth of data. So there's the page builder. That's how it knows how many items, how many pages it needs to render. It needs a controller, and all these things. But yeah, basically inside we have the page. We have a container that has a 16 pixels or 16 points of padding to all of the sides. And then there we go. Now we have a row. This is the row. For example, the first one is the, in this case, it's like 7th of November until 13th. This is the start date and the end date. And we all get, you know, we get that from the, from some utility functions that I built. And then we have the chart. Let's scroll down. There we go. I have a switch case, switch statement here based on the selected period index. So for example, if it's 1, it's weekly chart, because this is the actual change, right? We have a week, we have a month, and we have a year. I do have a bug in this case when we are switching between these. There's a bug, you saw that? If we go to a month and go back to a week, this is what we see, 31st of October until 6th of November. But that's not like the latest, right? We can go back. That's the one. And now we can go to the first page, and now we see the things that we need to see. But yeah, I'll try to fix that in an upcoming episode. But yeah, if for example the case of the selected period is 1 and 1 was a weekly chart, there we go. We render the weekly charts and we pass on the expenses that we have for that period. If the period is set to 2, which is the month option right there, we render the monthly chart, otherwise we render the yearly chart. And this is how the yearly chart looks like, right? All of, like, one column for every month, and we aggregate all of the expenses in that month, right? So for example, I only have data for November, so that's why we can see data for only for November, right? For the 4K, something like that. But yeah, that's how the that's how I render the charts. And there's also another case where no data is like there is no data for the existing period, and we can see that if we click on the month, no data for a selected period, because we're talking about September, right? And all of the expenses that we have, and these are like mock expenses, these are always today and yesterday, no matter what day we log into the app. Of course, we're gonna make them dynamic and actually save them into our app on this stream. But yeah, if no data, I just display a little no data for selected period, so the users will know that, you know, the screen is empty for a reason, right? It's not that the app is stuck, so they can go left and check out some other, you know, other periods. There we go. For example, for November we do have data, and we can see all of the days, like maybe this is like 2nd or 3rd of November, and then we have like 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th of November right here. That's pretty much it. And then we have the same list of expenses as we also have on the expenses screen. It's basically the same component, widget, sorry. It takes a while to get used to it, but yeah, it is basically the same widget right here. There we go, expenses list, and I'm just passing down the expenses that we have filtered out based on the selected period. So that's how I managed to achieve this. And when we change these, when we change the, let's see, it needs to be up at the navigation bar. There we go, show picker. When we click on the on this Cupertino button, which is the calendar icon, you can also see it here. The a picker shows up at the bottom. There we go, Cupertino picker, and when that changes on selected item change, I'm just setting, you know, I'm just setting the new state, right? For example, if we select the first one, by the way, I'm offsetting this by 1 because the selected period index by default, like number 0 is this is like it's not a bug, it's a way to optimize things, but it's never gonna be 0 because we don't want to show the days. And this is dirty, and I have to offset it to +1 because yeah, I do a list.generate on the periods, and the periods are actually, there we go, day, week, month, and year. I also use this variable for like in another place, but if I were to refactor it, I'll just make a new list for like reports periods, where I don't actually include the day in, and that's, if I do that, I'm not gonna, I'm probably gonna need this because the switch case will switch statement will complain, but I'm not going to need to offset these to +1, right? That's gonna be the fix. But okay, let's actually check out the charts now. Go to the components, charts, and I have the 3 of them right here. Let's check out the weekly chart first. So we'll stay on the week. Here we get the expenses as a prop, as an argument to the widget. Right? Let's actually go back and see weekly. There we go. We're passing the expenses that we want to render them here. These are the expenses, and then I'm using a library called FL charts. It was pretty popular on the Flutter pub, I think, yeah. So this is what happens. I make 7 group datas, and these are basically the columns that you see on the chart. I have a group expenses variable right here, and I just say group weekly, and that's it. Maybe I could even like move that from the outside, like expenses dot group weekly. This is gonna work pretty much the same, right? Let's see. Yeah, I just need to change the type as well to be a map, not a list. So I can copy this, I can lose this, and basically do this instead. And now we're not gonna have a grouped expenses, we'll just have expenses. There we go, let's move on. Need to like reload the app now. Yep, works the same. Can add page also be used to add income as well as expense? And if so, how will we calculate at the end of the reports page? Yeah, I only track expenses right now. We don't track incomes. So this only submits the money that you gave away. That's why the app is called Goodbye Money. It's not called Welcome Money. Because we are spending way more. But yeah, we're not tracking any incomes right now. We're just focused on the expenses, just to give us like an overview of how much money we spend, regardless of how much we make. But I believe it's, I don't know how you can track them as separately as an income. Maybe you could add like a little switcher here that would select, is this an income or an expense? That'll allow you to put the, you know, to register that entry into either expenses or income. And then I believe you can, I don't know, in the reports, either like whatever you want to chart, right? If you want to chart both of them, maybe you can have 2 columns or 2 bars for one day in this case, and like say this is how much I made and this is how much but that would be only monthly. Yeah, because for example, if we're talking about regular salary, you only get it once per month. You might not see it here, right? But you can have like an, yeah, you can have like an like offsetting the expenses from the, subtracting the expenses from the income, and then just say, okay, this is how much you spend, this is how much you got, and this is how much you get remaining, right? And you can, yeah, a lot of features can come out from that feature alone, like introducing income, because you can also say like how much you save when the month ends. That could also be configurable. You can have a different chart for that, like my monthly savings, and you can display something like the yearly chart, something like this, where it could be a line or a bar, whatever you feel like, and you can add up, like aggregate all of these savings and see how much you have in savings, like at the end of the year or at the current period, right? Yeah, you could totally do that. But right now we're only tracking expenses. But yeah, this is how I managed to build the charts. I just have the FL chart, and I follow the tutorial that I have on the doc side. This returns a bar chart group data. There we go. The column the color of the column will be white. The width is set from the outside. There's a border radius, so they're like not super, you know, super sharp. And because we're talking about a week, there's always going to be 7, for example. If we're talking about a month, then we need to generate them dynamically, right? Because some months have like 31 days, some months have like 30 days. February sometimes have like 28, 29. We need to reflect on that. So that's why, for example, when we're building the component here, we are generating a list of FL grid data based on how many groups we have in that expense. That's about it. So for every, you know, for every day in that month, we do the make group data. We're creating one more bar chart group data. That means one more column, and we pass the sum of all of the expenses for that index. And the index in this case, it's the day, right? So if we go to the monthly chart, there we go. You can see like 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. These are basically the days in the month, right? So on 9th, we spent like 29K, but not necessarily. This is the 10th actually. Yeah. It's not just one expense, it's these 4 expenses, like 659 on like 660 basically on pizza, 35 on a mouse pad, 1200 on groceries, 1000 on the internet, right? So that's how, if we sum them up, it's pretty much like 2894, and that's why it's around the 29K level, right? That's why we use the sum. So all of these expenses, we can sum up their amounts and basically build the bar chart data based on this number. Otherwise, it's just 0 because no expenses happened that day. We can't leave this like undefined. We do need to provide some data. So yeah, that's how we did that. And also the yearly chart is pretty much the same. We know all of the months within the year. There are going to be, I do perform the list.generate because I was lazy like copying code. But yeah, basically the group expenses in this case, yeah, we have the titles. They're never gonna change, right? These are the months in a year, so we don't really need to do anything dynamic. So that's about it. Let's go to the year. There we go. January, February, March, April, May, etc., etc. So yeah, there we go. The report screen and the ad screen. That's how I basically made them work. And in this episode, we are gonna take a look at how can we persist data using RealmDB. And yeah, let's get into it. We have the modals. If you followed along on the last stream, Luke and I installed RealmDB and started building out the modals. So when you want a certain modal in your database, you can like annotate it with @realm_modal, which comes from the realm.dart right here. And this turns out it's a code generator, so it generates .g.dart, so you need to add the part right here. That's something I learned last stream. Thank you, Luke. And here's the primary key for our category, right? So we cannot make 2 categories with the same name. The name makes the category unique. They could have like the same color, but not the same name, right? So that's why we add the name as a primary key. And I did this as a way to persist the color, because the color is not a primitive type, right? It is like an advanced type in order to serialize it, because this actually writes like text somewhere on the phone in a file in order to serialize. I'm not sure if it's JSON serializable or it uses its own type. I'm not sure, but yeah, it needs to be serializable in text. So I created another variable called color value, which is going to be a primitive. It's going to be an integer. And I created custom getters and setters for the color itself, because we use .color everywhere in our app, right? So we don't want to do the conversion every time. A getter and a setter will do the trick. So we have an integer value, super important because it's serializable, right? It's a primitive type. We return a color from the value, the integer value that we persisted. And this works, right? If we go, for example, in the expenses, you can see all of these beautiful colors right here. That's where this happens. And when we want to set the color, we actually take the color object, like the color value that we get from the outside, and we access the dot value, which is a, yeah, as you can see here, a 32-bit value representing this color, right? It's an integer, so we assign this integer to it. That's gonna keep our color, but in the integer form. And when we want to save this in the database, it will not have any problems saving it. And since these are not like classic variables like these are getters and setters, these do not need to be ignored. But if you were to have something, I don't know, like I don't know, a string or like something, yeah, let's do a color hello and something like that, and you don't want to actually persist this, you can do ignore on it. And ignore actually comes from the realm, I believe. Ignored, yeah, ignored. So this is not going to be, a realm is not going to try to serialize this, so we're good in that case. And this is the category, yeah, just the name and the color, because that's all we need for these categories. And for the expenses, we keep track of the, we have an object ID. So this is like a this is a type from the object ID package, which I believe is referenced from realm. But yeah, it's just an ID to keep track of the certain expense. What is the amount, category, and as you can see, I prefix this with a $sign because our model is a $sign category. It's not just category, right? Because realm is gonna generate that for us. It always does generate category. So in order to do that, we need to prefix this. They used to be underscore, so Luke and I could not use them in different you know, in different files. But yeah, if you prefix them with a $sign, then you're pretty much good. So this is what realm generates for you, and this is basically the functionality. As you can see, object based, get changes. Yeah, this is how you read, this is how you write stuff to the database. So let's go back to the expense. For a certain expense, we also want to keep a track of a certain category, right? What category does this expense belongs to? And this is going to make that link for us. We don't need to do anything else. Then we have the date time. Then we have a string note, which is just a simple note, like what the expense is, and its recurrence. As you can see here, if we don't add recurrence, it's none by default, right? But if we don't add recurrence, just set it to none. That's it. This is the old constructor. We don't need it anymore. And these are utility functions that I actually developed in order to make my life easier. So for example, for a certain expense, give me the day in the week, and this will return like Monday, right? So I use these basically to populate the charts, and that's how I know that a certain expense happened on a Wednesday or on a Monday, because I just put them in a certain map using the day in the week, so everything falls in this on place. And that's about it. I only have these two models in the whole app. That's everything that we need to track, nothing else, right? So the idea right now is to start peeling away the mock data and just putting the dynamic data in place. Let's do a quick review. We have 0 categories here. Let's create a category. So I'm gonna, I don't know, pick a blue color. This one is good. And this can be, I don't know, subscriptions, right? Netflix and Spotify and all these things. So I can create one, and there we go. We have it here because I actually implemented that. I was impatient. So let's go to the categories screen. We have the text control, and there we go. Yeah, we have the categories here. Oh, I've almost forgot this one. I created a realm.dart file at the root of the project, sorry, at the root of the lib right here, that creates the realm configuration. Inside, I'm passing the schemas to both of my models that I want to keep in the database, and I just create a new realm instance using this config, right? Then I just like underscore this. So when we see realm.something, we are referring to this, to the local, because this can be like synced with your backend. We are referring to the local realm instance that only keeps track of, you know, the stuff that we have in our app locally. That means it also works offline, but not anything that we might have in the cloud. So realm.all, we add the category as the model here. It will return us all of the categories that we have locally, and it will turn them into lists. So categories is a list of categories. That's how we can see them here. If I were to stop this app, like kill it, there we go, and run it again, we should technically see the subscriptions right there, because we saved that to the database. We didn't save that to like in memory, so when we close the app and when we reopen it, it's not going to be there. It is actually going to persist. Let's actually try that out real quick. Yep, it's here. So this means every time I close the app, open it up, you know, things will be there. Awesome. So this is how we get all of the categories, and we need that for this screen specifically. We don't need any filters, right? Like give me all the green categories, etc. If we were to do that, I believe there's like a where predicate that we can add to filter out the categories and return only the ones that we're interested in. But yeah, this is how we get all the categories. And when we do create category, first we open up the writing callback, right? So synchronously calls the provided callback inside of a write transaction. Yeah, a transaction. We need a transaction to open a transaction to our local database. And when we do that, this is the callback. We want to do realm.add and just create a new category right here. See, this is our class. It's just a new instance of this class. This is the name of the category that we want to create, and this is the color of the category that we want to create. We don't need anything else. It's just the name and the color. So when this is done, we will get the new category right here as a variable. So all we do, we get the categories and add the new category to the lists, but we'll wrap that with a set state so our page actually re-renders, and we clear out the text controller here at the bottom. And that's about it. That's how we create, that's how we write to our local database, right? There we go. And the screen itself is pretty simple. Yeah, we don't have anything like complex going on. So category screen is pretty much done. What I need to do right now, maybe not in this stream, but we do need to do is the deletion of categories, like to every specific category. We need to figure that out. In the Swift UI app, let's see if I have it here. No, turns out it's on a different simulator, but yeah, in the Swift UI app, you can drag left. You can like tap and drag left, and a little trash can icon will show up, and you click on it. It's gonna allow you to delete that specific category. Right now, we don't have that dragging capability. I'm not sure. I believe there was something like it was possible for Flutter, but yeah, I'll look into it some other time. Right now, the functionality is done here. We have the erase all data, but we're gonna work on that at the end when we actually are able to add expenses as well. So there we go. We have the subscriptions. Let's go and work on the add screen. So we are able to create categories. We should be able to create expenses as well, and we'll read them at the end, right? Let's go up here. See, we do the realm.add all category to lists. Again, just give me all the categories and just drop them here. We have subscriptions. Let's go back and create something else. Let's go, I don't know, green. We'll select something green. We'll call this is way too green. Yeah, this is better. We'll call this groceries. Okay, there we go. Now when we go to the ad screen, oh nice, we need to re-initialize the state. That's a bug. Yeah, that is totally a bug. If we refresh, we should see, there we go, there's the groceries, but we should not be doing that. Yeah, this is the initialized state. The idea is that this happens only once at the beginning, and we only get the categories then, but we should hook into a certain lifecycle event. It's like on appear. When this screen appears, I want to do this again. Let's see if that is possible in Flutter. Flutter on appear. When the page appears, okay? There's no need to call dispose, open state, dispose. No, this is something else. Yeah. How to find out in Flutter when a widget appears or disappears. There's a package for that. Visibility, not really. Page life cycle. Widget life cycle. Because the page is a widget. Two types of widgets. Okay, we know that. Created init state. Now this is dirty, build, clean, dispose, set state goes back here, did update config goes back here. So there's like no, there is no way to hook into the traditional on appear. Each time the widget is rebuilt, this can happen either after calling init state, did change dependencies, did update widget, or when the state is changed via a call to set state. And what is the did update widget? This method is called whenever the widget configuration changes. A typical case is when a parent passes some variables to the children via the constructor. That is not it. And dispose is when we remove permanently, like should, release, resources, etc, etc. Okay, let's go back and do like a print. I don't know. Hello. We can't print here, right? Yeah. Is this how you print, by the way? Or we cannot print here? Yeah, because it's... we probably need to print here. I just appeared. Let's see if we see the I just appeared. Okay, we see it once. Now let's go away and go back. Yeah, it only happens once. Maybe we need to hook into a realm in that case. So every time we have new data, we want to reload the categories right here, because this is not sufficient enough, right? Let's see, realm dot, we have add, begin, write, delete, find, freeze, query. That's not it. Subscriptions, maybe that's the thing. Okay, cool. There we go. Subscriptions. Any and off now. Let's actually read the docs. I think that's way smarter than us figuring it out. Let's see. React to changes. Any modern app should be able to react when data changes, regardless of where that change originated. Adds a new item in the list. That's what we do. You may want to update the UI. Exactly. Okay, so query on collection, realm object, list in a realm object. Register a query change listener. Nice. Okay, so we already do this, right? Realm.all. We can do changes.listen. Nice. Let's try this all. Let's try this out. We're gonna get the categories like so. Not really like this. Cats. Or like realm categories. We can do realm categories to list here so it doesn't complain. But aside from this, we can also do realm categories dot changes dot, what was the name? Listen. This is going to give us the change event, and based on the change event we can do some stuff. Let's see, here are the changes. The changes either can be like inserted, modified, deleted, new modified, moved, or the full list of the objects. So we could either be doing these automatically, or we can do the results and just like give me the full lists of objects, like what is the latest change. So let's do that actually. Categories equals event dot results to lists. Okay, right? Let's put a breakpoint in this and try it out. We have the groceries and the subscriptions right now. Let's go and create a new category. Let's pick a reddish color and we'll call this, I don't know, bills. Create. We go back. Maybe we should also like reload the app. I don't know. Boom. Crashed. See it again. I'm gonna put a breakpoint here. Maybe there are some stuff here that's happening. And this takes way too long. Okay. Let's go to the ad screen. Okay, this is cool. We have the event.results. Results. There's like a first and last. So like new modified is 0, moved 0, inserted 0, modified 0. But results, the length is 3. Those are the 3 categories that we have. So this is not gonna break. There we go, subscriptions, groceries, and bills. Let's go create a new one and see if we hit this breakpoint. What should we create? We already have a blue one. Let's create like a purple one. Subscriptions, groceries, bills. I don't know, takeout. Right, so takeout food. Okay, so we didn't hit this breakpoint. That's interesting. We should not see that right here as well. That is not cool. Okay, maybe this place is not really, oh, what did I, okay, maybe this place is not really what we should, where we should like initialize the state. Maybe we need to do it here in the build. Let's see. On any query within a realm, the handler receives a results change object, which includes description of changes, since the last notification contains the following properties. We already did that. Hobbits Fellowship of the Ring members, query species equals Hobbit. This is the query. thing. This is how we can filter out stuff. And this is the Hobbit subscription. You can subscribe only on the members here. All the same data as above. Register a realm object change listener. Okay, we got changes listen. These are the stuff we did. This is pretty much the same thing. Changes listen. Changes listen. Yeah. One whole collection. What do we got here? Register a realm object. Query change. Realm list change. Pause and resume. Unsubscribe. Okay. Pause and resume. And we can also cancel it. Subscription.cancel. Okay, so listen returns a subscription. You know what? Let's actually try this. Let's move this out here. These are the realm categories, right? We can make this 2 lists. We also want to move this somewhere. But it's not like it's giving us any idea of like where to put it. Maybe this is the lack of Flutter knowledge that we have. Let's just move it here in the build. Maybe that's like not correct, but what do we do? This is a stream subscription. I'm gonna copy out the type. And we're gonna call this the categories sub. Probably need to import these as well. Stream subscription. Okay, so these are the categories. I'm gonna make this as a late variable. This is gonna be the subscription. Is this okay now? Is not used. Okay, bear with me, we're gonna use it. Then we also want to overwrite the destroy. Is it called a destroy? No, it's not. What was the name of that? It is dispose, not destroy. Dispose. Dispose. So we want to dispose, but we want to cancel the subscription as well. Can this be a promise and like await it? What? Oh man. See this? We need to await it, but in order to await it, we need to make it async. I don't have any async. Let's see. Flutter dispose async. Async calls in override dispose, throws exceptions. Let's see if it happens for us. So we're just gonna do a future and then await it. Is that the... and then async again. Okay. Okay, there's the cancellation right here. We moved the subscription to this point right here. So let's see if we hit this breakpoint every time something changes. Okay. There we go. So I'm gonna put a breakpoint here in the dispose and also keep an eye on this breakpoint here. This is the add, so we hit it on the first time, and that's good. We have the, oh, Jesus. Let's go up one level again. How many changes do we have on the realm categories? Maybe not here. We want to put a breakpoint here. So realm categories dot changes. The issue with this thing right here, as you can see, is every time we change the state, and we do that if we change the subscriptions, the build method gets called. So we resubscribe to the changes. But all right, nevertheless, let's like go and see if we actually hit this breakpoint again. Let's create a new category. What will the name be? Let's create a yellow one. I don't know, sports. We do. We actually do. So when we go back, we should see, let me remove this. We should see sports. There we go. All right, so this works, but here's what we're going to do, because we don't want to oversubscribe, like do a new subscription every time. We are going to do this basically. We're going to subscribe only once. So category is sub. Static type of ball, of course, yeah. Is like null. Okay, what is? Okay, never mind. Okay, this is what we want to do, but please don't do this over testing for null. Why do you prefer this? I mean, okay, it looks better, right? If we did this, but then this thing can be null, so the right is never. Okay, got it. Sorry about that. This thing right here, this is an optional, and we're not gonna make it like a late variable. We're just gonna keep it here. And since this is an optional, we want to change this, and now this is gonna work. Yeah. And this fixes the, over subscription thing. Let's actually test it out. If it's null, then we want to subscribe to it. Ignore the error for now. Let's reload the app. When I click on the add screen, let me just like, I'm gonna add a quick print here. Okay. I'm gonna add a quick print here. So it's going to print out only once, subscribing to categories. There we go. And we hit this breakpoint as the initial one. So subscribing to categories, right? When we go to the settings and create a new category, I'm not sure what to add anymore. I don't know. Socks. Okay, let's see how much money we spend on socks. When I create the category, we should hit the second breakpoint, but not the first one. There we go. So we did not subscribe for an additional time. We just used our already existing listener to go here. There we go. So when we go back here, right, and when we move the subscriptions around, basically we're calling set state, and set state should re-render and like call the build method again. We should not have any issues. Nice. Okay, we got it. So I'm gonna return this thing. Was it like this? Yeah. So it's by the rules. There we go. And now let's see if we actually have a case where we dispose. This is never gonna happen, right? Because we are in a tab bar, and the tab bar actually keeps the screen always alive. If this was the widgets, I would expect it to go away. Let's actually try it out. The chart, sorry, not the widget. So this is the week chart. I'm gonna place it here. It's not gonna be an asynchronous, it's just gonna be dispose. Oh, we already have this? No, we don't have this mouse. What you mean? This is a stateless widget. Maybe this needs to like happen to a stateful widget. I'm not sure if we have categories. Yeah, there's a dispose here. All right, let's put a breakpoint here. We have the categories. When we go back, there we go. Yeah, we dispose then, but not here. This is never gonna happen because the tab bar always keeps it alive. So this is not even needed, but we'll keep it just for the time's sake. Okay, so what did we do? We have the categories. We fixed the bug with the new categories. So let's buy some socks now. Let's see. We have the initialize. We have the build. There was a variable called can submit, and I use it here at the bottom. Basically create the function. So this will be submit expense. We're going to create this method. Go up, submit expense. There we go. And yeah, we can basically gather all the data that we have on the screen and basically do the realm.write again. So we are going to do, we're not going to be adding it, so we'll just do realm.write to open a transaction and do realm.add. And I believe we also wanted to do expense right here, or nuts here, or nuts. All right, doesn't matter. We'll just create a new expense. Oh, maybe the model. Yeah, of course, the model is not present. The extends realm object. There we go. And now we need to initialize this expense. So we're not going to do the object ID. It's going to create that for us. But we need the amount. So there is the amount controller dot value, right, which is going to give us the amount, and we want to cast that to a double. Yeah, I believe so. Can be assigned to the object. Okay, so we do need an object ID. So let's just create a blank object ID. There's the amount. Then we need the date. And the date is the selected date, basically, right? Underscore selected date. And then we have some other stuff like the category. We'll say category is going to be the selected. We have a selected category index, so categories of the selected category index. We have a note. Dot text. Okay, so let's do the dot text. Maybe it's like, actually, wait. Parse. How did we parse? Start. No, Flutter parse text input as double dot parse. Yeah, double dot parse. There we go. We pass the date, we pass the category, we pass the node. So, and also the recurrence. We also need the recurrence, and that would be recurrences of the selected recurrence index, which by default is 0, so it defaults to none. Okay, so this should create a new expense, and in order to make that happen, let's also clear out the, yeah, let's do the amount controller clear selected category index is 0, but these is the states. Set state. Set the selected category, selected recurrence as well. We're clearing out the amount controller, the node as well. Node controller clear. The date should be okay. And the recurrence category, we're not gonna touch the date, or we should set the date to like now. Yeah, let's set it. Selected date equals datetime now. So we got the amount, we got the recurrence, we got the date, we got the node and the category. Nice. Okay, so after we fill this out, the can submit is actually going to get enabled. So amount, that's gonna be like 15. I don't know, recurrence is gonna be daily. Date is alright. Node, a lot of socks. There we go. Let's actually get it here. So we're gonna do new expense equals that, and we just want to print it out, or just like check it out, you know. So I'm gonna hit submit right now. There we go. It's gonna create the expense. Awesome. There we go. The day in the week is Thursday. The node is a lot of socks. Recurrence is daily. That's what we set. Very nice. And the amount is $15. Awesome. And now we're gonna clear out the whole. Nice. Clear out the whole thing, and that's it. Beautiful. Now we actually want to see if that worked. So let's go back to the expenses screen, because there's nothing we can do here. Let's go back to the expenses screen and see these expenses. Yeah, we need to basically not get them from the mock expenses, but dip in the database. So let's do that. Underscore expenses are here, and we are rendering them in the list as well. Nice. So what we can do is, this is a stateful widget, which is super cool. We're gonna make this a late variable. Oh, it's a getter. Okay, cool. But we only want it once, so I'm gonna refactor this. This is not gonna be a getter. We'll just chill here, and we are going to override the init state, and instead of doing the mock expenses, we're going to create our realm thingy right here. So let's go here. Realm expenses equals realm. We want to import the package dot all expenses. Want to do a realm expenses dot to list so we can get all of the expenses. Come on. Don't matter. Here we go. If I reload, we should see, there we go, a lot of socks. And that is $15. Nice. But we also want to do the subscribe as well. So this is going to be the it's not gonna be a var. It's gonna be the, what was it? The stream thingy? This thing. Place it here instead of categories. This is the expenses sub. Is there like an import all? No. Okay, we're gonna need the realm.dart. We're gonna need the category and also dart async. There we go. Expenses sub. This is the build. If that doesn't exist, actually no, we're gonna do that again. So expenses sub equals realm expenses dot changes. Exactly. Listen, set state. These are the changes. Now what? Realm expenses. Oh, okay. That was an issue. We don't actually need the category model right here. We don't need this one as well, and probably we don't need this one as well. No, wait. We actually need that. That's where the filter is. We don't have the filter. We only do the tool list and that's it. Okay. So when we add a new expense, I don't know. Let's do. What should we do? Wait, is this my? Oh man, it's in Macedonian. Okay. Let's add pizza. Oh man, this is the amount. Sorry. The amount is gonna be, I don't know, 25. Note pizza, and we're going to do a takeout. No recurrence, and the date is okay. So subscribe. Let's go back. Pizza here, but we didn't actually hit the breakpoint. That's weird. But it worked. It worked, so that's good. Okay, now let's also finish the dispose thingy. It's gonna be a future. I am so not sure if this is gonna work, but we cannot try it out in these screens. That's the issue, because these screens are never gonna be disposed. But okay, we can see that things are lining up correctly. What we need to do here, and what we actually didn't do when we were supposed to do, is filter out the expenses. So you see this? Filter by period, and then selected period, and these kind of things. I'm gonna copy these lines, get them here. Filter by period. You see that? That's what we need to do on these lists. Filter by period, and also here, right? Because this is, for example, this week. Let's set it to today. We're looking at the both of them, but let's add something from yesterday. And it's gonna be like November 9th. Let's add like a $20. What's gonna be subscription? Okay, let's do something. No, let's actually make this 8 monthly. Twitter Blue baby. Submit. Let's go back. It didn't actually work. You see that? It should not be displaying this in the today. Okay, so we need to fix that. Let's reload this week. Nope. Oh, okay. So when we also change, where is it? When we also change that thing. Selected period. When we also change that, we also want to. Okay. This is the initial item. We're setting this state, and in here, this is gonna happen again. Selected period, but since this is already, yeah. Got it. There was a value. Flutter life cycle events. There was a value like state change, configuration change, something like that. Here's the stateful widget. Did change dependencies, dirty build, clean, dispose. Did update widget. Yeah. I believe we need to hook into this event. This strategy is utilized when there is some adjustments of the configuration by the parent widget. No. We hot reload the application for survey. Not really. Did update widgets. Need to render the UI widgets on the screen. What if, for example, when we say this is the init state, what if following the init state method, whenever the widget initially is constructed, you can incorporate not many functionalities like API calls, or reinitializations, and so forth. Did change. Yeah, it's only get called like once, but basically set state, when we say set state, we go here. Deactivate. Let's actually try it out. Let's see the did update widgets. We're looking for this widget here. Or this widget, that widget. It's gonna be that widget. Yeah. I'm gonna put a breakpoint there and change something. Yeah, then it doesn't happen. If I reload, it's gonna happen. No. Why is going on? Help me out, folks. I'm trying to refresh the expenses lists when the selected period changes, and that is a state variable. That is a state variable, and when that thing changes, I want to do this again. Like, give me the expenses and then filter them out by a periods. Should I be doing that manually? Maybe I should be doing that manually. Let's see. We have the... Maybe I can't do that manually. Selected period index, right? We have an initial item. There we go. Okay. On selected item change. So I believe... Yeah, we should be doing that again. We should be doing that again. Basically, like, give me give me all of the expenses and filter them by this period. But we don't want to filter the current expenses. We want to filter the whole database, right? Because if, for example, we are in today, we only see a lot of socks and the pizza expense. We don't see the Twitter Blue baby from yesterday. But when we change to this week and we filter out, we're still not gonna see the Twitter Blue because it was initially not there, right? We can't filter them out. So we need to get all of them and just filter them, like get all of the expenses from the database and do the filter again. So, okay, nice. Here's what we're going to do. I don't like this, honestly. Expenses equals realm expenses to lists by the new selected periods. By this thing. No. Set the selected period index, but do periods of this. Yeah. Let's see that in action. So if we reload, this week shows up that displays the Twitter Blue. But if you go to today, there we go. We don't see Twitter Blue because that was from yesterday, not today. If I go to this week, that's when we see the Twitter Blue baby. Awesome. $40 from today, $8 from yesterday, in total $48. This works. This is it. But we had to do that manually. That's the thing. Okay. It is what it is. So this works. This is the initial sub where we set the, but it didn't work, right? That's what's weird about it. Something else. It's gonna be, I don't know, bills. Okay. It works. It works. So it's gonna get all of the new expenses. When we see something else. All right. Okay. Well, the expenses screen is also done. Let's move on to the reports screen, and this is gonna be a fun one. And that is the last, by the way. This is the last of it. Let's see. We're gonna do pretty much the same thing. Again, there's a period index that we want to keep track of. And we have the expenses here. Expenses equals the expenses, and this, there we go. Set state values. Nice. Okay, we are going to go here, just like, no, not here, where the expenses are. There's the expenses variable. We want to do realm expenses equals realm dot all expense. Let's just import everything. There's the package. Nice, we got the realm expenses here. Let's go back here to the filtered expenses and do to lists and filter them out by the periods. Okay, this is the set state variable. The init state actually calls that, so we're good. Right, the filtered results is always gonna dip into the realm expenses. It's gonna filter them out. Nice. Let's see. Oh, there we go. We got today, which is Thursday, 3 of them amount to 75, and one on the yesterday is like 8, so it's about here. If we go left, we're not gonna see anything because there is no data. Let's see if we change to a month. There's the bug, but it actually reads them, right? And a year, actually, there we go. In total, we got $83, 75 and 883. That happened in November. Sweet. Does this mean that we actually made everything dynamic? we have live data instead of mock data, and we only need to change this piece right here. Yeah, I think so. Let's actually try to fix the bug that we had. Set selected period index value. Period index is value, set state values of value. And then we have this. What is the page? Maybe, yeah, maybe. Ah, okay, got it. This is the issue. I think we always want to keep 0. When we change the periods, we want to reload everything and like bring it back. Let's see. November, like this is the weekly, and it's like the current week. We go back, that's okay. We go here, that's okay. We're gonna pick the month. Nice. We're gonna pick the year. And even if we are like in the past somewhere, if we change this, okay, there we go. Yeah. Aside from these things, we also want to reload the number, like yeah, there we go, the current page. We also want to set the current page to 0. Current page equals 0. That's another thing that we want to do. Let's try that out again. So we're going somewhere in the past here, but when we switch on the month, we should be looking at the current month. We are looking at the current month, but then we should also be the last page. It's not really the last page, isn't it? Let's see why is that? Oh, set current page. No. Nope. We actually reverted. It's probably a different variable. Let's check out the pager. Page view. Current page equals new page. On page changed. Yeah. I need a way to like reset this. Kind of like a current, no? Restoration ID. Okay. You know what? That's pretty cool actually. Restoration ID. Maybe that's the thing, right? Restoration. Did I just say restaurant? Restoration ID. Macro Flutter. Scrollable. Restoration. Oh. Is this like a way to restore the scroll? Maybe. Oh, there's a controller. Yo. That's actually it. Controller. Jump to page 0. Let's see. We go somewhere in the past. We switch to the month. We see the current month, but this should be like the last page. There we go. There we go. So we got this fixed as well. There is no bug anymore when we are switching between these things. This is the weekly, monthly, yearly. I don't see any issues. The only thing that we want to implement right now, this thing works as well. Yep. Sweet. The only thing we want to implement is the erase all data. That is the last for today. That is the last thing we want to do. And that's it. We have live data. Basically, the app can be used, although you cannot delete the categories. That's what we actually need to do as well. It's not just this one. So let's go to the settings screen. We have, where is it? When we click on this, we have an alert. Are you sure? This action cannot be undone. There's the erase data button. When we click on that, that's when things will go crazy. So show alert dialog. happens here. Dialog action on pressed. Okay, so we need to move this inside. No, this is the thing, right? Yeah, we need to move the shoulder dialog inside because we need access to the realm instance, and we cannot do that if we're outside of the widgets. There we go. So I'm gonna move this here. No errors. This is the cancel button. This is the erase. Aside from, you know, making the navigator.pop, we're also going to do realm. We're gonna import that. Nice. It probably doesn't exist. No, it actually does. Delete all. Yo. That's awesome. Okay, let's see. We got all of the expense of these expenses, right? And we also got the categories right here. When we go erase all data and click yeah. Nice, okay. Not configured in the current realm scheme. Add type realm object to your config. Ah, okay, got it. Okay, so delete all, but which one? Expense. And we also want to delete the category as well, not just expenses, right? Let's do that again. We got all of our data here. There we go. When we hit the erase all data, must be in, okay, it must be in the right. It does make sense actually. It's all right, that's all right. So we're gonna do realm.write. We are going to create a function and delete everything. This is a very destructive action. Okay, expenses are here. Categories are here as well. Let's delete everything. Boom. Categories, no categories. That's good. Expenses, nothing, nada. And that's it. Now we need to create everything from scratch. So we're gonna do, I don't know, groceries. Let's do $10. Ah, nice. Okay. It fixed itself, but I didn't like the way it behaved, honestly. We'll just keep it here. Okay, so this is going to be bananas. Come on. What is going on? I'm not able to write here. Groceries. This is good. I think there's an issue with the simulator. It happened before as well. Let's try to show the keyboard. See, the keyboard doesn't actually show up. Yeah. I'm gonna remove the, there we go. Okay, so note. Can I write? I cannot write on my own keyboard. Bananas. You're getting bananas for $10. Submit. There we go. Again. Reports. There we go. Another bug. When we are doing some new stuff. Oh, come on, not cool. When we are adding new expenses and when we're going back to the report screen, we want to reload this thing again. Right? Do all the things with the subscriptions, etc. Okay. Let's do that. Let's grab this subscription type. There's the realm. Here are the expenses. We want this, and we also want this. Expenses sub. That's nice. Okay. It's gonna work. We're gonna do this again. And it's not gonna set state values. We're just gonna say what is the current page. Yeah. Oh, okay. The current page is only a setter. And when you use that thing, set state values, we use the page, but we don't actually have a variable. So yeah, GitHub Copilot is really smart. Yeah, we just want to call set state values to the current page, right? Because new expenses have been added. Just go and do this all over again, but don't change the page. That's what it is. Let's do a quick reload. We got the bananas here. Let's also add something else. Oh, I forgot that my keyboard is off. What should we do? Tomatoes. Here's another bug. Going back to the add screen. The can submit thingy. Categories is not empty. Amount controller text is not. It is not actually. And this thing is gonna change when I actually change this. That's a bug. The can submit thingy is a bug. So when we change the amount and note, we want to redo the can submit. That's it. We wanna actually change that. But this is an amount controller, and it doesn't re-render the widget when the text changes. Is there like a listen thingy? There's no such one. Okay, not really. Yeah, when this changes, we want to react. Here's the controller. Is there like an on? There is an on change, yeah. On editing complete, yeah. Let's actually do that. Let's actually do that. Maybe we should track this. We should track this as a variable. Yeah. So we're going to move these, the can submit thingy. This falls by default. Can submit equals this. And also every time we change something, especially the amount, because there's a use case where we don't want to select a category, like in this case. Nope. Unchanged. Let's actually get the unchanged one. That's not right. Oh, wait a minute. There's a value. Let's actually use the value. We still don't have that. There we go. Okay, got it. On change. We can also do the, we're here, we can, yeah, we can. Okay, on changed. It's gonna stay at on changed. Let's try that again. So we are going to the add. The submit expense is disabled. We want to add 13. We should be able to, like, this should be okay now, right? Categories is not empty. Value is 133. Is not empty is true. So both of these, and I always forget. Set state needs this to work. Let's try that again. Right, so going add, submit expense is disabled. We write 1, there we go, it's enabled. All we need to do, like all we need in order to create an expense is the amount and the category. Everything else has its own defaults, and note, we can even live without it. Right, so for example, if I don't add a note and if I click submit expense, we can go back and we should see we should see groceries over there, not this, but still, there we go. If we go back to the reports, we see the new expense right there. But let's actually change that to something else. I'm not sure why when we add, where's the note? There we go, there's the note. Oh yeah, there's the issue, because we're not creating it correctly. Let's just like erase everything. Go create a new category right now. Oh, groceries. Go back. Now, if it's not empty, give me that. Otherwise, give me the name of the category. That's the idea. Dot name. Right? If we leave a note saying pizza or whatever, set that. Set the note. But there, if the note is not, like, if the user didn't provide a note, then set the category name. In this case, it's gonna be groceries, right? So let's see. There we go. Let's do 13. And we're not gonna change anything. When we click submit expense and go to the expenses, there we go, the name should match the category. There we go. Okay, I believe we've done everything that we need to do. We have live data now. We have filtering of the said live data. Let's try that again. I'm gonna create a new category. This one's gonna be orangey. It's gonna be caramel latte. And let's create a new expense for, I don't know, $35 for a caramel latte. Stupid decision. Not a stupid decision, I'm just making things up. Okay, there we go. Yeah, we have live data. We got filtering of the live data. We fixed the bug that we also saw in the page view. This thing looks great. Everything changes nicely. Awesome. The only thing that we're missing is this drag to delete. But since we got a few minutes, let's actually try that. Let's see, Flutter drag to delete, swipe to dismiss. There's the list. There we go. Wrap each element into dismissible widget. Okay, nice. And there's the undismissed, dismissible. Let's see. Nice. Okay, so Nice. Okay, okay. Beautiful. This is what we're after. Can we add an icon? There's the background. Nice. Let's go back to the categories. Close the others. When we are creating these things, Cupertino form row. See that? We want to wrap that with our own thing. Dismissible. The key is going to be the index. So string to key. No. What is the key? The key is a key. It's a type of key. So I can do key of index. No. Key of this. No, of this. Yeah, okay. It's the primary key anyway. And then we also want to do, yeah, exactly. Set state, realm.write, delete this thing right here and remove it. Beautiful. And we also want a background. Background, Cupertino colors, red, destructive red. Oh, it's a widget. Beautiful. That's what we're after. So we are going to create. We're gonna create. What are we gonna create? We're gonna create a row. Okay. The row is gonna have a background of the destructive thingy, or like a color. Come on. We're gonna have a container that's gonna have a color of that destructive red, and the child is gonna be an icon, and that icon there we go. Okay, but it's like right there in the middle. With I don't want it to be in the middle. I want it to be on the right alignment. Let's change the alignment of the container. Main alignment. Center left. No. Center right. There we go. Adding? Yes, please. There we go. So when we remove the caramel latte, oh, okay, now we are in for a treat. We have just deleted a category. We should delete all of the expenses. Yeah. Because the category doesn't exist anymore, right? Totally. When we go here, there's the issue. We had an expense that was already assigned to that category, and now we're forcing that category here. That's not gonna work. Just gonna place unknown here, but for the color, that is yeah, category badge, category color, category name, all these things. Yeah, it does make sense, but the category, I'm gonna leave it like this. This can be optional, so category.name. Otherwise, we'll just play unknown, color. Yeah. If it's unknown, we can set a specific color to it. Either this or Cupertino colors. Some give me Cupertino colors. Inactive gray. Yeah, maybe that's the way to go. Yeah, it's unknown. Shana, doing great. I actually finished everything. I got Realm already installed, working. We are creating categories, we are creating expenses. It's all good. Now we're handling the case when we go here. For example, we have an expense for groceries, right? We also have a expense on a category that got deleted, so you can delete a category like this. This is like this category right here. What do we do with it? Maybe like unknown, or like deleted, or unknown. Let's keep it at unknown. Yeah, we're doing this case when we're deleting a category that also has expenses linked to it. We don't want to remove the expenses. We still want to keep them here. We just want to display something like, yeah, this category doesn't exist anymore. So I think unknown is a better way. Yeah. Inactive gray, let's do system gray. System gray 4. That's too light. System grouped. Again, too light. Dark background. This is just like pure black. We don't want that. We want a specific. Okay. No. Secondary. System background. No. What if we do? What if we do? Not a black background. What if we do a white background with white text? Sorry, black text. Something like this. Yeah, stupid decision. That costed us $35. Yeah, let's keep it like this. It's unknown, right? There used to be something, but we decided to delete it. We don't want to, like, we still lack those $35. But we do want to take account of these $35. We don't want to cascade delete just because we deleted the category. We don't want to delete the actual expense, right? Want to keep it here. But yeah, there we go. There we go. Now, there is no confirmation here. Are you sure you want to delete and all these things? These things, like deleting a category, can happen by a mistake. So we want to be cautious. We want to be cautious. Let's go here. Where we have the... Where is it? Categories. On dismissed. Here. We're not gonna be doing this right now. We're gonna go to the settings screen, and when we're gonna do the show alert dialog thingy. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. So I'm gonna move this here. Are you sure this section cannot be undone? Actually, we are using this. Let's see, maybe the callback can be also reused. I'm gonna do this thing right here. Yeah, let's try to reuse that. Let's go to the utilities, create a new file called what? Destructive prompt.dart. Gonna place everything here. Start to import a bunch of stuff. Cupertino is here. Not gonna be private anymore. It's gonna be public. But we want to clean out the callback and actually do the callback here. And actually, let's do callback right here. And let's also fetch function callback. There we go. So execute the callback and do this. And this erase data, oh man, we are gonna be needing a lot of arguments. So here's the build context. We need that. The callback. Let's do title. String title. Let's do string content. And let's do what else? Cancel is okay. And let's do destructive label. Might as well do cancel label. But that's gonna be optional. So title goes here. It's not a constant anymore. This thing as well. This is the content. This is the not a constant anymore. Cancel label or cancel, whichever works. And instead of erase data, we want to do the destructive label, not a constant anymore. Okay, so we have reused the show alert dialog. Let's go back here and actually, where are we using this? There we go. We want to use the new one, destructive prompt, and let's provide all the data here. So here's the context. We want to do the callback now. Now let's do the callback like so. And we want the title. Are you sure? This action cannot be undone. Erase data, cancel. Cancel, I don't need that, right? Or do I? But found 5. Yeah. I believe this needs to be like this. If I'm not wrong, there we go. Okay, so this is our callback. That means we want to do this. And all of this code goes away. We are going to place this here. And this is going to work the same. So let's go back to the settings. Erase data. There we go. But we also want to do it here. So let's do pretty much the same thing, just in the categories. Is the child dismissible? On dismissed. There we go. Set state. You see that? No. We want to do this instead. And this is our callback. This is the thing that we want to do. We're going to import the alert dialog. And instead of delete, erase data, delete. You know what? Delete, and then we'll pass the category. We have the index. There we go. Delete this category. But I think we should wrap it like this. All right. So if we do this now and like lift our finger, nothing happens. Maybe like this. There we go. Delete groceries. If I do cancel, you see that? Now it's gone. Because the dismissible assumes confirm dismiss. Yeah, please. Confirm dismiss. Oh, so the okay. So confirm dismiss is an action that returns a boolean. Oh man, I guess we need to. Interesting. Confirm, dismiss. Gives the app an opportunity to confirm or veto a pending dismissal. The widget cannot be dragged again until the returned future resolves. Yeah. If the returned future boolean completes true, then this widget will be dismissed. Okay, so we need to return. Okay, got it. So here is what we can do. We're gonna open a thing. Yeah. Return a future of boolean. Or should it be async? Is that the thing? Show, okay, show alert dialog. Now this thing, this is a void, right? Okay, we have the callback. We have the callback. We can set, we can like resolve promise. So we can do this instead. Confirm. We're gonna place it here. Let's create a new future result. We are going to return that result. And we're going to do result dot complete. Is that a no? That's the future. Oh wait, equals new future bool. Oh man, these errors are killing me. Can be assigned to the parameter future bool. Dismiss direction. Okay, so that's the case. Direction. Let's see how we can dart new future. That's a then and that's a catch, but I wanna do stuff manually. I want to complete future. I want to set the value. Let's see. Darts future resolve manually. Completer. Okay. Okay, there we go. All right, so this is what we want. A new completer. Yes. Instead of this confirmer equals new completer, and that's just going to be a boolean, right? We're going to return the completer dot future, and we want to do dot complete confirmer. Yes, import that. Probably not gonna need the new. So future, we get the future here. There we go. Also, reload. Stop. In this case, in this case, we also want to do. This is a callback, right? So this is gonna be a destructive callback. We also want to provide a new function cancellation callback. And that's going to be optional, right? So here's the cancel. If that thing exists, call it. If not, just pop the navigator. So in this case, we're going to do cancellation callback, and we're gonna do complete false. There we go. Right? Makes a lot of sense now. Yeah, show me the alert. This is the destructive action. Set the confirmer to true. That means confirm. Yeah. We don't do the direction, so we'll just do an underscore right here. Yeah, and then on dismissed, I'm just gonna move this here. You also don't use direction. So I'm gonna put a breakpoint here. I'm gonna create a new category. Let's reload real quick. There we go. Okay, there we are. I'm gonna put a breakpoint here. I'm gonna put a breakpoint here, and also gonna put a breakpoint here. So there we go. Lifting my finger. Confirmer.future. Right? Are we sure? And as you can see, it's still red. You know, in the background, it's still red. So we're gonna do cancel. Cancellation sets the confirmer to false. Nice. Nice. Now let's do that again. Are you sure? Cancellation, we already tried that. I'm gonna say delete. Now we hit the confirmation. So we set the complete to true, and then we're gonna hit this breakpoint. Sweet. Delete it, and that's it. There we go. There we go. Now we can also delete each category on its own. We implemented the last feature for this app in 2 hours. Awesome. And 7 minutes. Okay. Yeah. Time to push everything. Let's see. We did a lot of things, right? We did dynamic data. We also did category deletion. And then we also did deleted unknown category thingy. There we go. Awesome. Everyone, this is github.com/NikolafLazar. Goodbye money Flutter. If you're interested, the app is pretty complete. Here is the link to the repo. If you want to check it out, everything is pushed, everything is up to date. No more errors. Thank you, Ali. What is the remaining? Yeah, we're going to implement Sentry. We're gonna implement error tracking. So when people use the app, we are aware when, you know, crashes happen and why they happen and everything. We're gonna do that. And maybe some other features. Like I had something in mind about user feedback. So Sentry has this cool user feedback API where you can basically have, let me show you actually. Let's go here. I'm gonna open Figma off the screen so I can show you the screen that I was planning to do. So aside from the categories in the race data, I also wanted to do a leave feedback where it takes you to a screen something like this. We have the title, description, the name and email of the user, and send. Right? So this would be like a, yeah, like send, you're using my app. Yeah, send me, leave your feedback. Do you like it? Do Do you find something annoying? Have you experienced a bug that potentially was not registered by Sentry? Do you want to request a new feature? Right? That's for example when you're gonna say, can we also track expenses? Sorry, put my laptop to charge. Can we, like you would say, can we also track income, right? And yeah, using Sentry we can put all of, like, get all of these feedback and keep them in our Sentry dashboard. So when we log in, we see all of the feedback that our users have left us. Maybe we can do that. I was thinking about doing that in native Android, but we can do it in both. Why not? I mean, we're going to implement, you know, integrate Sentry into the whole app anyway, and that's pretty easy. But yeah, that is something that we can do, and we can do that next time, like next Thursday, same time. We can tune in and integrate Sentry, see what we get, see like how our errors happen within the app, and yeah, also the leave feedback API, so that we can, you know, get all of the feedback from our users. We're not going to deploy the app, maybe on Android, because I have an account on Google Play. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, other than that, thank you everyone for sitting out until the last of the stream. I think this was a pretty productive one. We got dynamic data. We basically completed the whole app. Yeah, aside from the leave feedback screen, because that's new screen. Not even the iOS, the Swift app doesn't even have that. So yeah, see you all next Thursday, same time, same place. And yeah, take care. Have a great weekend. Have a great week ahead. And bye bye. Ciao, ciao.